Headphones. Headphones. Hey guys, it's me, Ria. Just hopping on. Let me put these on. Just a little clearer, I think. Stick these on. Does that work? Find out. Just wait and see if anyone pops on to make sure they can hear me. Hopefully this comes on anyways. Hopefully I have voice. All right, guys. So hopping on to deliver a morning message, and it's a very simple message and it's a back to basics, but it really kind of hits home how important it is for us to share our light. And what we do when we share our light, we're literally activating and igniting and expanding the light within us, the light in one another, and it's emerging in an even greater expansive of light through all of us oneness. And what we do is we ignite and we expand that light through our own perception. So I thought that was really cool how Spirit was bringing that through. And who ignited this message was Paul, who was thanking me for igniting a message for him. And it's really, really beautiful how things just reverberate out as we share our light. We give another an opportunity to see that spark, but then it sparks something with them. It continues a continuum. We all know how we have been inspired or ignited by somebody's message, and then it takes us to a whole nother level. And I just thought that was just really beautiful. Even him just thanking me. And if none of you guys know who, hey Tino, if none of you know who Paul Fractal is, he's a beautiful, beautiful soul, and he channels Yeshua and obviously Spirit. So check out his page if you haven't. But he's a total soul brother where we resonate a lot and we share similar perceptions of the same messages. So it's really cool. And that's what we all do, guys. When I literally, truly, glad to be the first on your thank you, Tino. Are you at school or home? When I thank you for shining your light, I really, really mean it. I mean, I know we all mean it, but when you shine your light, when you literally, like Tino just did here and is presenting through his comment, he is anchoring his light on this live. He is choosing to focus his awareness to this channel. And in that, he literally is sharing and activating codes of light within us from all time, whether we are conscious of it or not. And when we take the action, the physical action of what we're receiving spiritually, which can be the etheric or the non-physical, when we take action to express that, we literally are also helping in the emergence of the physical and the spiritual, heaven and earth. And I know without a doubt that is like my soul's purpose. It is my soul's purpose because that's something that was within me as a little girl. I couldn't understand how the people would want to destroy the world, and the threat of World War III and all of the horrid stuff that you would hear in the news as a little kid that's sensitive, that really impacts them. And I could not understand that. And I used to pray because I was brought up Catholic. I used to pray to Jesus, please let there be heaven on earth. Please let it be a peaceful transformation. Like, because when I was little, that used to hit me really hard and I would be really, really afraid. And so anyways, I know me and all of you guys here can resonate to some degree about that, wanting that peace on earth, because you guys are all anchors. You guys truly are anchors and posts, channels, mediums to bring forth that energy, to consecrate the spiritual with the physical and that perfect harmony, which when we come to harmony in our own individual life at home, our own individual life, through our own challenges and experiences, it gives us the opportunity to bring certain energies into our awareness that are not in balance. And when we surrender and we observe them and allow them, then then we gain insight, and then it brings that polar opposite into a balance. And then we're operating from this new foundation, this new normal level of harmony and peace and balance within our heart space. And then that shifts us to the reality that matches that. That's what shifts us to heaven on earth. That's which draws and interconnects all of those like-minded souls, all of those soul family members that come together. We're on a journey. It's not the end all, Spirit is saying. The journey, the journey is what we came for. But the end of that tunnel or journey they're saying it's like the cherry on the ice cream or the frosting on the cake. Because in the journey itself, we're constantly expanding. It's not just about creating that end result, that desire, that heaven on earth, or whatever your personal desire is on earth. It's not about that, but that ignites and instigates that journey. It can catalyze and trigger us on a journey of self-realization. And self-realization is simply realizing we're pure light, we're God's source energy, and we're here to express it and merge it on the physical plane. We're here as a physical being to embody our spirituality and anchor it in our physical world. And that means taking action, walk your talk, sharing your perceptions, and then we anchor it and we share it and we expand it and we make that anchor stronger and stronger and heavier through connecting with one another, through sharing our own perceptions. And then it ignites and ignites and ignites and ignites, and then it exponentiates all of this light. All right, hopefully that made a little bit of sense. So I thought I would do a quick collective, and we'll just take a breath in. So normally I use this cross breath, which to me also, thank you, credit to Sandy Morocco who sent me this picture. It is the sun literally coming up over Old Orchard Beach. And this represents us merging our spiritual body, which is everywhere all at once, but bringing it to our physical earth, bringing it to our physical experience. And we're on a timeline now where we are able to do that without physically having to die. We are able to bring and be and experience that energy without dying, I guess, is what they're saying. You don't have to die to experience heaven on earth, they're saying. We are the, what's it called? Not the pillars. What is it called when the foundations, the points, the base. Anyways, I want to show you the beautiful sun right now over Old Orchard. And it's so freaking bright and beautiful. Wait, let me see what would be a better. So my camera doesn't flip when I do StreamYard. So the sun to me represents that eternal portal of love and light that we are. It's that physical marker, reflection, mirror of what we hold within, of our heart space, our heart center, our heart portal. And it's always there. It's always shining. Even when the weather is shitty out there and there's clouds and it's fog and it's overcast, that sun is still there. So it is also reminding us that sun, that light, that love within us is not dependent on what's happening before us. It's always there, and it's actually there to help us dissipate and transmute the confusion, the fog, the unrest, and whatever is before us that seems like it's causing chaos or drama or confusion. It is there to actually help us and aid us in activating our light. Because when we experience things on the outside that don't resonate, or we don't understand, or that seem sometimes doom and gloom, that is the very thing that activates our light. It's the very thing that causes us to go within and seek within. And then it activates our light. It activates our soul's journey. It activates what we came here to actually do as a human in the physical. So we'll just take a nice deep breath in, guys. Hold it. And exhale. And in that, we just connected. Oops. I'll stick Tino up, get some extra dose of Tino. We actually connected to the highest frequency that we are. We allowed it through bringing our awareness. So on the inhale, we connected, and on the exhale, we released it to be experienced in our world. So I'm going to do a collective card for those watching now and later. I brought Mythos to school, and I'm like, holy crap, it's cold. So I'm just giving the earth a little moment to warm up, even though it looks really bright and sunny and warm. It's actually nippy. And that brings a point too. Even though it looks really sunny and warm with that sun I just showed you, it's nippy. So that even shows the darkness in life. It might look kind of dark. Those circumstances, those challenges, those struggles, those walls that we face might seem like permanent, but they're not. It might seem quote unquote bad or dark or bad or whatever you want to label it, but it's not. It's actually contains that warmth and that sun within it, that freedom within it. So within the walls contains the freedom. It's always this and that. The physical experience of being restricted or limited is an illusion, in that through our connection to self, we actually can free ourselves from it or break through it through igniting our light. Again, that darkness igniting our light shows us the way. It shows us the way. And not only does it show it, it creates the way through us. Hey, Munazabi, good to see you. Grand Rising. I don't know. Hey, Brenda, thank you guys for joining and sharing your light. And I was just sharing with Tino that we activate and ignite and expand our own light through our perceptions and taking physical action to share on them. I received a beautiful little message, a little thank you from Paul Fractal for inspiring a message that he wrote. And that's what we do. When we share our light, we give others the opportunity to be ignited. It's like we activate codes within one another through our sharing. And in that, then it expands the overall individual and the overall collective light of what we get to experience and allow. And even someone, you could say, well, what about people that are expressing their truth, but it's really heavy, dark energy? Well, that's still an opportunity for us. That contrast gives us an opportunity to go within and connect to our own light of what we do believe. And even activists and all of those, they're activists because they're not happy with something in the world. And then they look within and they say, well, what can I do? Or how can I make a difference? So it connects them to their own light, their own soul's purpose. Their own soul's purpose and what action, what path they want to be part of. So even the contrast activate our light. All right. So I'm going to do a quick Mother Earth heart card. And this is like, what light collectively, what energy are we activating? What are we to activate? What are we being activated? What's that being activated? What energy are we dealing with right now? And our purpose, like our vehicle that we'll just see what it says. I'm going to pull a Mother Earth heart card, which represents our heart and our soul's desires within. What are we going through right now in this moment of now? It doesn't even mean tomorrow, but in this moment of now, what are we being called to activate, to release, to expand upon? And what we have here is the Mother Earth heart card. It's a little dried up. Oh shit, it's just so much information coming to me at once. A little dried up heart, and you can see how the treads have been run over. It's about self-empowerment now, guys. It's about nourishing the self-love, releasing judgment, and accepting ourselves the way we are now, not having to think we need to attain, change, or strive to be anything different. Just like I showed you that sun a second ago, that is always there shining regardless of what is before it. It is always there emanating. Your light, your God source energy is always there emanating. So the call right now for all of us is to honor yourself. Know that you are the temple of God and treat yourself as such. What I've been trying to do lately is, what can I do for me right now? So when we don't have what we want before us, how can you nurture yourself right now? Because that's the very thing that's going to create that outer reflection. So I like to approach it as a little kid. Instead of beating myself up if I'm doing something that I don't think the adult intellectual person thinks is right, eating cake or whatever it is, being frivolous or spontaneous or impulsive, I'll say, I'm giving to that child within. I'm giving that and nourishing that child within to come out and play. Because as they say, you enter the kingdom of God through the heart of a child. So I do what I can do lately. I've been kind of committing to what can I do for myself now? What would the little Marie enjoy? So what would the little Tino enjoy? What would the little Brenda enjoy? What would the little Munazabi enjoy?
Because as you honor that child, you are honoring that temple of God that you are. And then that's how we shift to heaven on earth. We're not going to have heaven on earth if we don't think that we're the temple of God, or we think we're unworthy or undeserving, and you can't even give to yourself. How is the world going to give to us? We have to give to ourselves first. So this card literally is about acceptance of self, releasing judgment, and a lot of times we mash judgment against ourselves by judging or criticizing the outside world. No, 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 no. Spirit is saying, take it within. Release all of that. Honor yourself as the temple that you are. And how can you give to yourself in this moment? Might be a walk, might be listening to something you enjoy, and even infusing what you do on a mundane level, infusing it with your own perception. So me, when I drink water, a lot of times I like to actually visualize that it is light. I'm taking in the light, and the light is activating all the light. Little things like that. That is something maybe a kid would do. So Spirit is encouraging us to use our imagination through our everyday mundane things. Make it fun, make it magical. When you eat your corn on the cob, whatever, pretend you're eating little nuggets of gold, they're saying. So if you're feeling a lack of abundance, when you're eating your corn or something that might look like gold or reflect that, imagine yourself embodying that abundance and that gold. I don't know why they use that example. Maybe someone out there now or later likes corn on the cob. You're eating nuggets of gold. You're gaining nuggets of information. You're activating the nuggets that are going to reflect that abundance before you. So what a beautiful message. Judgments are reflections of self-denial. They need to be integrated into the light in order for true freedom. So even in the Mass Collective, we see a lot of separation. We see a lot of judgment of one another. Well, that judgment that we see and that separation we see, it is still at a collective level representing all of our separation from ourself, denying ourself what we want, denying or thinking we're not worthy or that we really are the temple of God. It's creating a separation of what we feel we should do and what we think we should do. So even the world and the chaos before us is just reflecting a bigger collective showing of how all of us individually add up and show how we separate ourselves. We separate our spirituality from our physicality. We separate from our what's it called? Our cheat days from when we're strict with our self days, or our rest days with our active days. Yes, that is bringing balance, but what they're saying is there's no separation. It is all one. It is all one. All right. And this card, I used to get annoyed when this came up. So when I started card readings on Facebook, say even a few years ago, this card would always come up. I created these cards maybe eight years ago or something, but I started anyways, this card would always come up, and now it makes so much sense at a deeper level. We're here to accept self. And how do we do that? Honor the temple that you are. And honoring the temple that you are, we collectively create that heaven on earth and shift to it, even if no one else in the world is on the same page. They're saying. All right. So life purpose. Let's just see what the purpose is. Our soul's purpose. Shoo. Where are we to take this? Where we take this temple?
Sorry. I had a call come in. Let me silence that. All right. Sorry about that, guys. Light, holy son of a bee. You can't make this shit up. Okay. Hey, Teresa. Good to see you guys. Please share out if you haven't, because I think this is a really cool, simple message that, like Brenda just said, I needed this. Thank you. Great message. I'm just going to flash some of you guys' so when I take physical action, you're physical and you're here and your presence is everything. But I like to actually flash your names up at the top, because it infuses and anchors all of your light and love to this message and expands it and then inspires one another. Like I said earlier, we ignite and activate each other's light through our own perception. So how I'm perceiving this message and how I'm sharing it, Teresa she's going to take something from it and expand even greater knowledge within her and wisdom and release it. Brenda, Teresa, Tino, thank you guys. Muna Zabi, thank you guys. Thank you for being here, because you guys are actually the ones creating it. I am awesome. 14 degrees here. I've been getting downloads about shining my light. Let the light shine, and Sunshine Project. Shine Project. Beautiful. Great mindset. I need to be more like that. And don't beat yourselves up, guys, if you didn't have this or haven't been operating like this, because that experience in itself, like Tino said, great reminder, or I needed to have this great mindset. all of those non-great mindsets are really pointing us, and their guidance letting us know that mindset didn't work. So let our light shine, 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 just like Brenda said. A38er, Terminator, resonant with the Reanator. All right, yeah. So very beautiful. So yeah, this card is what John Thaddeus Fiore, his soul's mission right now is to be that light of self-acceptance and to teach and provide others the tools that resonate with him. EFT, radical acceptance of self, compassion. I know I screwed that up, but this is his soul's purpose right now, and he is doing that through his EFT practice, guys. Self-acceptance and honoring that temple that you are. All right, so that's what all of us collectively are doing. And as a light worker, son of a bitch, we better, if we're a light worker and a master light blaster, obviously this journey is our soul's path. We got to get to there and be that before we can offer and create that heaven on earth. We got to be that, embody it before we can reflect it, because that's truly how it all is within us. The heaven, the kingdom, it's all within you now. Jesus says the kingdom is within you. The kingdom is now as we allow. The kingdom is now as we allow. I like that. The kingdom is now as we allow. Just like this morning, I was thinking, we expand and ignite each other's light. Ignite the light through each other's sharing of each other's perceptions of that light. So this is a major thing for light workers, because we had to take that journey in order to be that, to be our authentic selves and to shine it. And then what are we going to do? This is unbelievable. Light and love. Holy shit. This is all about honoring the temple and allowing the light and love that we are, not creating that illusion of separation. And it says your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to this world. Can't make this up. We go through the journey in order to be that and share that. So this is just saying you guys all have carte blanche. Carte blanche, Spirit is saying, to that expression. For Tino, he is into directing and producing films. And some people might say, well, that's gory. That's like he's really into the Sopranos and that gangsta or all of that kind of stuff. And we might say, well, that's not spreading love and light. Yeah, it certainly is if it's his passion and his joy and he's enjoying it, and he's not looking to get people to kill one another, but for the entertainment of it, for the artistic creation of it. So you got carte blanche to whatever you want, or you could be more angelic, like Thaddeator, where he's really doing the readings, the Mother of Heart readings, collaborating with other light workers in a more gentle way and promoting self-compassion and love and acceptance. There's no difference as long as and as you release the judgment, nothing is wrong. It's in the light and love that it was created. We are all called to be artists in that we are here as love and light, temples of God, in expressing it through our own individuality, our own divine frequency imprint. And for me, I guess it's just sharing love and light messages, those little ahas that I get. I love it. And being like that spiritual guide based on my own experience. So we have to go through it to be it and to embody it, even though ironically and paradoxically, we already were it, but we came for the physical journey and expression of it. We came here to embody all that we are, the spirit part of us, the God, the angels, the angelic realm. We came to anchor it on this timeline to enjoy it, not having to hit the can or be buried, is it 6 or 8 feet under before we can enjoy it? No, we're here to enjoy it now. That's what makes this timeline unique to any other timeline. All right, what do we got going here? It's creation. There is no judgment. We're God's source energy. The sun isn't judging itself if a few clouds. God, I got to show you guys the sun today. It's just unbelievable. Okay. It's just unstinking believable. And this is where you guys all are. Can I find it? I got to find the angle. Now I can't see. But you guys, this is what you are. It shines. It doesn't get upset if it reflects a cloudy day or it feels its rays aren't permeating or penetrating the earth. It doesn't do that. It doesn't worry about what it's hitting. It just shines and it's total authenticity of what it is. And that's what you guys are all called to do. Just be you. Don't judge it. Don't think it's not spiritual or, oh, it's going to have a negative influence or someone's going to take it wrong. None of that. So what it's saying is stepping into your power as well. Step into your power and true authenticity and just shine, shine, shine. Like I think it was Brenda said. I plan on taking a nice, long, beautiful walk somewhere today. Good idea. And that grounds your energy and connects you to the physical experience, Tino. So a lot of us, where they talk about getting out in Mother Earth and grounding and, oops, I thought someone was coming in, grounding and all of that. Well, when you step onto Mother Earth or you enjoy that sun, the trees, the snow, the ocean, the fresh, nippy 14-degree air permeating your lungs, you're grounding into the physical body. So it's important to be in that root chakra of grounding into the physical as we express and embody that spiritual energy coursing through us, illuminating through us. That's why the sun comes up over the earth. The earth could not exist or be alive without the sun. It seems separate. But no, they work in unison, or at least the earth needs the sun. I don't know. Maybe that was a bad example. All right. So if anybody shared out, I feel called to just maybe pull or if anybody wants a little quickie on the life purpose, we are free to create the meaning of things. And Thaddeator, that is another freaking awesome thing. So many times we think we're stuck into adopting the definition labels of other people's meanings. We're shedding all of that, shedding it through our own light ignition. ignition. Yeah, we as humans define what that means to us, not the collective meaning. We define, we label. You hold the power because it is through that power too of your speaking and your tongue and what you believe. So it is. Shoot. All right, love a card, Brenda. Shared on, shined on. Shared on is the same as shining on. And even when you share, like say my message, you're still sharing your light there with it. So you didn't just take my message and share it out. You took my message and all of the light energy from Moon, Thaddeator, Tino, Brenda, Moon, Teresa. You didn't just say it. What's it called? Like exponentiated it, I guess is the way to say it. You took all of our lights and all of the lights from all of our individual experiences and you shared it for an activation and an ignition through this channel's perception, expression of it. But then other people keep that expansion going. Just like I used the analogy yesterday, when you take one firecracker and you light it, but it's tied to a bunch through strings. So it's tied to a bunch through collective connections, awareness, love, soul groups. You light one and then they all fire up. Take one that dynamite or firecracker that's all kind of loosely connected to the others, it ignites all of them. And that's why you guys are master light blasters. You guys are master effing light blasters. I'm a designer in my own shop. I love working with my hands and in my imagination. Oh, that's so awesome. I played. Okay. All right. So, okay. All right. Who are we on now? Compounding. Thank you, Brenda. That's the word I was looking for. Compounding. Thank you. Oh, so Friday the 13th, Thaddeator, was always a good day. So I used to do hair and had my own business, small little business, and a big clientele. And when they booked on the 13th, they're like, well, I don't know if I should book. And I'm always like, the Friday the 13th is always my lucky day. It was always good. It was always lucky. But 13 also represents transformation as well. So, of course, that's new birth. It's excitement. It's expansion. It's abundance. Okay. All right, Brenda. Trust. So you get the trust. And I think you are in a place where you're really, really trusting yourself and anchoring into that light. I love that you have a shop. I keep saying I would like maybe a shop again. But like where I'm, what do you do? Just curious. You design with your hands. Cause I keep saying, oh, I like to make little beachy things and also maybe do readings, like, one of those little mystical new age shops. Like you could call it like locally in Kennebunkport, it's called Zen. I don't know. Maybe I'm working up to that someday, selling things that inspire people or crystal, things that they can utilize. for their expansion. Ignition. All right. So trust your feelings and dreams to guide your career path. So this is telling me that your career path is really important right now and that you are trusting in it. And it looks like she's looking into a crystal ball. She's gazing in it and she's got these pink feathers. So to me, it's like you're dreaming it as you go along. And you just said you used your imagination. You're the creator of your business, and trust in your dreams and what you're putting into that physical form. Trust it. When you gaze into that ball or you receive an idea and it excites you, then go with it. Trust in it. And I know that's common sense, but that's what it says. Trust. Real quick, I'll read it. I'm in the mood. And this is a beautiful, you guys are all holding space for each other to gain insight into their own path right now. Trust. The angel sent you this card as validation that your feelings are trustworthy, Brenda, and the guides as you aspire to make healthy life changes. Your dreams and desires are clues to your life purpose as your soul calls out through the language of feelings. If you're discontent in any situation, trust these feelings. It's just guiding you. If you're excited about the prospect, like I said, returning to school or opening your own business, trust these feelings. If your gut is warning you about a certain person, trust your feelings. So sometimes we get that initial gut, and that's a lot of times when the animals come up, the animal cards, that instinctive gut feeling, we'll sometimes get in our head and we'll try to then we start, going back and forth. Trust that gut, discern it, because sometimes our gut can also be based in a fear that is no longer serving us. So after you get that gut, discernment is still being called. The first step is to notice your feelings. Okay. You do so by creating quiet time alone where you can talk to yourself, ask yourself questions like, what do I really want? And what is best for my life? And then notice the physical and emotional feelings that come in response. Your feelings are the physical embodiment of heaven's guidance for you. It's all about creating that heaven on earth. Trust in their validity, even if you don't understand them or feel certain about what they mean. So it's about trusting yourself even at a deeper level, even in areas that you no longer understand. So we're having and are called in this moment of now, and I'm getting a ringing, trusting in ourselves in areas we don't understand, even concepts you're sharing or artwork you're delivering or conversations you're having, because we are operating at a higher frequency, a more pure expression of ourselves. So at that frequency, we are being called to trust more because we are bringing forth information that has not been solidified yet in earth, is what they're saying. It hasn't been anchored in earth. You're the anchor for this new information. Trust in that. Oh my God, that's so powerful. I love the song Crystal Ball by Styx. I love Styx. I can't think of that song right now, but I just know back in the day I like Styx. Styx, Queen. All right. Me. Who's next? I like that. Yeah, I do too. Thank you. Home decor and gifts. Yeah, I love home decor. So maybe Brenda, you're like a sign for me. I love to just buy homes and like moving because I love to decorate my home. And like I was saying in some of my other videos, I make all of these shadow boxes with all these hearts that I find on my run that was infused with messages from spirit simultaneously. And I make them and I decorate my home and I love like beachy dangles, the whole beach theme. Then I'm like, well, I can't sell it because it means too much to me. But I keep saying I want to do that. Like when I was little. So when you're little, guys, think right now, what was it that you like to do? So or wanted to do when you grew up? And even as a high schooler, not too little, I thought I would like to, there's a couple things I wanted to do, but it's not necessarily, that was the model holding it. So I said I wanted to be a teacher. I thought teaching would be cool, but I did not. My mind saw teacher as an everyday classroom teacher. It seemed too mundane and too boring for me. Another thing that I thought I would like to do is psychology, or psychiatrist. So this is all right, tying into what I do now, psychology. But I didn't want to do that because I wasn't into school, even though I did well at school and all of that. I had good grades. I was always on the high honors, blah, blah, blah. I didn't want to spend 8 years or whatever it is going to school. Another thing I wanted to do was home decorating. Oops. What happened? Am I still there? Okay, I think I glitched out for a minute. I wanted to do home decorating. So home decorating, I do through my own little adventures and excursions now. Can you guys still hear me? Can you hear me? I look like I froze for a second and my headphone went funny. So the models or the placeholders of what you thought you wanted to do when you were little, It's the energy that it carried that you wanted to do and that it will probably expand upon now. Can you tell me if you guys can still hear me? Because my like headphones went, okay, this went like blank. It like, I literally felt like I just went into a dimension where you guys didn't exist. All right. Okay, thanks, guys. So a lot of times they're just placeholders. Those archetypes are placeholders showing us the energy that we love. So I love psychology, but I don't like it from just the physical. I like it from the, the more spiritual concepts of truth and all of that. I love to decorate, but I don't really want to decorate other people's houses, but I would love maybe to share some of my creations. And obviously I like to teach. All right. Who we on again? Sorry, I got a little sidetracked, but I just trust what comes to me when it comes. All right. Was it Teresa? Yes, I hear you. Thank you guys for your affirmation to let me know. So that was Brenda, right? Hold on. Born on the 13th. Holy shit, John. And does your life not, there's no coincidences. Your life shows your transformation, like from your stroke and the work you used to do. And maybe you were more in a box with your thinking and how you've transformed like a butterfly. Holy crap. Okay, Brenda. So who did I just do now? I don't even know. I think that was Brenda. Moon, you're next. Moon, if you guys want a card, retell me because I'm all mixed up now. All right. So, and Tino, if you want a card, let me know. All right. Oops. So I think I'm Moon. If you're there and wanted a card because you said you shared out, let me know. Sometimes people just share out for the fun of it, but then sometimes they share out hoping to get a card, but don't want to really ask. Okay. All right. Moon, let me know if you're still there. Okay. I'm going to do Teresa because I see her right there. Teresa, or was that? I think I just did Brenda, right, guys? Just let me know, please. I'm all over the place. Who is next? Let me know who is next. All right, I guess it's Teresa. Sort of two came out, so I'm gonna have to go. This one popped out. So Spirit is saying this one stuck to your hands, but this one fell flat on the floor, face up. So this is the base of what this card is what Spirit is saying. So Teresa. Okay, I did you, Brenda. Okay, and I'm on Teresa. So career change for you as well, maybe Teresa. You are embarking upon a career that brings you joy and abundance and the desires you deserve. So to me, this is telling me that you're in the realization of your light, that you are a lighthouse. This is the foundation for the direction and the path that you are taking. So everything that you did up to this point is really illuminated, and that lighthouse anchors that light on earth. So it is as if you are a lighthouse. I know it seems, I don't want to say cheesy. What's the word? That phrase is used a lot, that we're a lighthouse. That word, but you truly are. And what stands out in this lighthouse is the red. You grounding that through your root chakra, your light onto earth. So this is the basis. Basis. You coming into the full awareness of who you are, your light, your love, your God source energy. And this is the card after it saying, now this is the vehicle or the path. And what do we got here? Builder. Are you a bodybuilder, Teresa? I'm just joking. Your innate ability to build and create brings you deep sense of accomplishment. So this is telling me that you are building not from the old physical laws of how things have to be, perceptions, preconceived ideas. You are building your world, your life, your every moment based on the knowledge that you are a lighthouse, that you are here to anchor the light. You are Master Light Blaster, no other than you came here with the focused intent to live in the physical, your heaven, however that looks to you. But you had to open up to your own light first. You had to open up to the more fullness. It was always there. You just had to open up to it. And now you are building whatever you do in life. You're actually looking out. So this is telling me that also you're aware of what you need. You anticipate and you know good things are coming. You expect abundance. You expect synchronicities. You expect, these darn headphones. You expect the answers to come and be reflected because you know who you are. You know you're creating them in divine timing. Shoot, stinking things. Yeah, so you're looking out. This is also telling me This is also telling me that you have goals that you're yet to accomplish, because you're looking out, you're waiting, you get the hammer, you're ready to do the work, but they're saying to just surrender to the moment. It'll come in due time. And as you surrender and connect to your moment, what can you do for you now, Teresa, as you're waiting, as you're, as the universe and guides and spirit are gathering and creating behind the scenes for you, through you. Yeah, you've worked hard and you're not afraid to do the work. They want you to maybe just sink into the now. What can you do for yourself now as you attract or as you shift to all of those synchronicities that are coming to you? You've definitely done a lot of shadow work. We got the white. You've definitely, are you a Libra or bring balance? You get the white ring and you get that dark wing. You also got the hammer, but you have the shadow of the hammer on your torso. So this is telling me that you have done a lot of, you've been through a lot of contrasting experiences that have brought you to a strong foundation of the light that you're in. You've balanced and merged the polarities within you. And now you're kind of like waiting. But while you're waiting, they just want you to, yeah, stay in that moment of now and present. What can you do for yourself now? As you give to yourself now, it happens. Your innate ability to build and create brings you deep sense of accomplishment. So hands-on, maybe you do a lot of hands-on stuff too, maybe. Taurus, a lot of Libra though. Yeah. So I'm Gemini, but I have Libra rising, and yeah, I'm always finding I need to balance. I need to find the middle, that middle space. And how's that found? Going within your heart. But that's also, those contrasts also are what stimulate all of my messages and Ria's on the Run. It's my own experiences of the conflicts or the contrasts. And then I go to my center, my God self, and I say, what is the meaning of this? I know that it's not doom and gloom. What is the true meaning of this? So those Libra, which typically hold the scales, but to hold the scales and find justice or to find balance, you need to swing and swing and swing and find your center. So you found your center, and that's what you're building from. And you're not afraid to do the work. Obviously, and if you're a Taurus, you're very physically grounded. Allowing, yep, allowing and trusting. Obviously, you have psychic, definitely a lot of psychic abilities, and you're very intuitive. So anyways, your balance, you're honing in to and anchoring your light. You're also a channel of your light, and you're bringing that to the physical. Obviously goes along with the collective message, but you're there's physical work for you to do. I believe physical work in what you do, whether it be gardening or putting things together. There's physical action for you to take, but you might get a little over anxious. So it's just saying, yes, allow, like you're saying, allow. All right. You're welcome, sister. Master Light Blaster. But a Taurus builder. Oh, there it is. I'm working on my sacred row decorating. It's so much fun. Yeah, that's telling me that. And because you have integrated all your shadows and gone through a lot of acceptance, a lot of spiritual transformation, you are definitely demonstrating that in your work. And you just said it. It is so much fun. Beautiful. Just total affirmation for you, Teresa, as always. And when you are aligned, you're just gonna and when you have transcended a lot of the darker energies, you are going to just kind of reflect that energy that you are. You're stable, you're balanced, you're anchored in your light, and you're anchoring that light in through your expression of your work, hands-on work on earth. So we reflect, like they say, you're going to reflect a more clear version of you as that mirror is wiped, as the illusions are dissipated. As you clean your own face, that mirror is going to reflect that purity within you, meaning earth. All right, next, Tino. Okay, Tino, I am getting a huge message from someone or something that I need to find. All right, let's put this up here because this is beautiful. Sure, I'll take a card. I am getting a huge message from someone or something that I need to find peace within myself and realize I can't control others. Ain't that the freaking truth? And can't let it upset me. But what do you think? Well, first of all, you are so intuitive, Tino, and you receive a lot of information just because how I know you. You will share things with me or say, yeah, that's what I was getting. I think you're at a point where you need to really trust your intuition and what you're getting, and not look too much at the outside affirmation, but you're going through where you're really trusting and rooting in your gut, in your personal power, and understand. You said it. Your answer is in the question. you're right. We cannot control anyone else. We can only control ourselves. And when we try to make things better by bringing peace to someone else, like me as a mom, a wife, having kids, and all of that, um, you learn real quick. You just can't control others. They are who they are. And you just got to accept it and go about your business the best you can that is aligned for you. But the funny part is, as you trust and find your inner peace, the outside world's going to reflect more of that. And it could be through a new encounter or people, places, things, jobs leaving you. You're going to find your peace, but the universe is going to reflect that in what is most appropriate for you. It could find peace with a relationship and that person reflecting greater peace, or they're just maybe not quite ready, so they go off on their journey, and then something else is reflected that is mirroring you, your new peace. So I'm telling you, you're intuitive, you're open vessel, and you just got to trust more, Spirit is saying. But I'm going to pull you a card too. Let me finish reading this. I can't control. Okay. What do the cards think? Also, next week we should do a live. Yes. Thank you, Tino. So, all right. That's awesome. Okay. So, okay, I don't know why this is standing out. Both these cards are standing out, but I'm going to pull you another one for affirmation. Spirit said, look down at your hand. So I am even finding the cards are appearing before I even shuffle the message for the person. This is just saying trust again. That's just affirming that. But we got counseling. And counseling is, and you're even doing counseling now. And counseling doesn't have to be in typical counseling. However, it can. Going to a counselor or a therapist, there's nothing wrong with that. But it says you heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. And I do feel that you embody that, Tino. You are always kind. You greet everybody in your life with a total open heart and a smile. So somehow you're using your light, even though you're looking for the advice, and this goes along and is affirming what you just said. Next week we should do a live. So you have a gift to heal with kind words, wise advice, and an empathetic ear. You're understanding. You don't judge. And someone who's been through a lot or sees a lot and goes through a lot in their own personal life, yeah, they learn more empathy. They learn to be more compassionate. They learn not to judge because they've experienced things. It's easy for an outside person to judge something, but when you're actually involved in it, just like that old saying, you can't judge unless you walk through their shoes, or until you walk in their shoes, you don't know, because their life is also based on a lot of their experiences. It's not just the surface. So you understand that. And so yeah, definitely this card is for you. You seek counsel, but you also deliver counsel. So that's perfectly. But let's see what the heart card wants to say for you, Tino. And you always ask with an open heart, like your intent is really, really pure, and you really want to know the truth. You want to know the truth, and you want to do what's right, and you're open to it. You're not pre-programmed, but yet you let some of the pre-programming allow yourself to doubt it. But that's okay too, because that's where you find your strength and courage and anchoring. So through your doubting, and then you realize, holy shit, I was right. That builds more trust and confidence and courage in yourself, empowers you even more. But I just saw something, Teresa. I looked down, it said, I'm allowing. And I did a message yesterday about your soul's purpose. A lot of times we think we need to conform or go through certain things to achieve what we want, but it's not our soul's purpose. So the end result, like I said, me wanting to be a teacher, a psychiatrist, a home decorator. Oh, I wanted to be a gym teacher too. A gym teacher is what I wanted. Not a teacher, but a gym teacher, because I love the physicality. So those were space holders for an idea, but the way that you perform them will be different. And when you're on your soul's purpose and path, it comes according gradually. When you give to yourself and you're fully present, it just happens. It flows. When you find yourself hitting a brick wall all the time and having to push and strive, that is guidance saying, hey, maybe that's not the path you should take. And it's not saying that you don't have challenges in your own soul's purpose, but there's a different feeling. You're excited to work through it. You have a spark, you have passion to achieve something. But because there's a little duller, it lacks the excitement, it lacks the spark, it lacks the light when you know that you're following another path or an idea or a paradigm or belief system or a protocol that your soul doesn't want. You keep hitting stuff, it's not exciting, it's depressive. So that in itself, life is always showing us and giving us that guidance we need, without and within. So what you have here is this is yellow. Yellow represents the solar plexus area, place of power, place of joy, place of, they're saying, interaction with others even. And if you look at the side profile, there's a little beak and a little eye here, and he's planted firmly in the ground. So to me, this shows a huge anchoring of your personal power, your own joy, your own abundance. But the bird, so definite to me. Can you guys see that little face and beak and eye? It amazes me how these hearts contain so much information than just the abstract heart. So a bird to me also represents freedom, flying, um, receiving and communing with spirit. It also can represent new beginnings. Like when I see a robin, robins come out in spring in the Northeast. Whenever I used to see a robin, whatever I wished for was always, it came. Like when I had my younger kids, I had two older kids, and then I got married, and then had two younger ones, Drasana and Mythos. And at the time I was like 38, 40, and I'm like, oh, am I too old, or can I have kids? Blah, 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 blah. All the old, and I saw Robin, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to be pregnant. And the funny part is I was working, doing hair. I looked out the window, and there was a pregnant robin. Its belly was so big. I knew. And then boom, I became pregnant and had Drasana and Mythos. I can't remember which kid. I think it was Mythos then. But anyways, new beginnings, and those new beginnings are come from your personal power and joy. So it's about, Tino, following your joy and empowering yourself. How do you empower yourself? By following your joy. Some people say, well, how do I empower myself? What do I do? Do I do this, that, and the other? No, you just follow your joy, follow your tuition. And as you do that, you anchor that experience into earth. It's saying, Tino, grounded. As you connect and integrate your spiritual self. So birds represent, and I'm looking out the window and they're flying, represent that freedom, that air, being fluid and flying with spirit in the sky. But this one's not flying, it's anchored. So it's telling you that it's about anchoring all of that spiritual information that you do receive. As you connect and integrate with spiritual self, with the physical self, you ground your energy to earth. Very similar to Teresa's message too, as a lighthouse. Mother Earth is the physical symbol and mirror to our true nature, whole, complete, self-sustaining growth and healing. Connecting to earth is connecting to yourself. So a lot of times we like to think that the spirit is separate with the physical, but they're here in this time and frequency to be united, to be experienced as one on your physical plane. So this is just saying, Tino, follow your joy, follow your joy. If something is too hard, give it a rest, take a step back. Can't control others, can't control circumstances, can't control the world. We can only control our own peace. So you mentioned peace earlier. It's about finding and calibrating and aligning to what brings you peace and joy. If it's making your films, or editing, or bowling, do it. And that's what's going to ground that spiritual energy to be reflected in your physical world. Oh, that's so beautiful, Tina. Thank you. We all needed to hear that. Is it hot in here now? All right. So hopefully you guys could still hear me. Oh, there you are. Yep, you could. I'm not sure if I've ever believed more in this. Tito, our meeting up through Drasana, it was not coincidental, okay? So Tito is Drasana's boyfriend, or at least is now, never shall be. I don't know what the status is at the moment, but oh my God, it's so beautiful. When I met Tino, okay, so they've known each other for quite a few years, and I never met him in person one time. But one time we were downtown. This is probably 5 years ago, Tina, or 4 years ago, and they were at the breaking up stage. This is just funny. So Tino was like, he knew who we were. He knew who we were, and he waves, "Hey, hello." I think you were in 8th grade then. Tino graduated last year, so 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 years ago. And I just said, "Oh my God, this kid is such an angel." Huge smile, open heart, came over to talk to us. And how many kids really talk to parents nowadays? How many are really open to the older generation or speak so openly and fluidly? So he was just super open, and it just like, in a beautiful way, it reminded me of myself, like what my true energy is. I go in my shell and I'm a hermit a lot, but his true energy was being reflected. And ever since then, they've had their highs and their lows. They're young. They should. They should. And I know they have a soul contract too, as far as igniting each other's growth and expansion and self-realization. But I know that. So anyways, my point is, Tino, yeah, we were meant to meet and to ignite. And you are like a reflection and an ignition for knowledge that I have, or affirmation. And then you already knew all of this. I just am reflecting what you already know, Tino. So you said you're more open, but we'll meet those key people that really trigger us or catalyze us into a fuller understanding of who we are. because you might not have been brought up that way. I certainly wasn't brought up this way. I was taught that it was evil or sinful. I was taught Jesus is the way and follow the 10 commandments. And if you don't follow them and go to confession, you're going to hell. That's what I was taught. So I don't know, just through other connections, it sparked and activated. So this takes us full circle back to the beginning messages, how as we share our own perceptions, we activate and ignite the expansion in each other. That ends it. That takes this message full circle. We ignite and expand information in one another through our sharing of the light, of what the light is for us. And it doesn't mean that's it. It's always going out, 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 out. All right, boy, it's really hot in here. That was a lot of intense energy. Of course, I am in the pool right now, pool room, and it's heated and it's humid downtown. I remember I ran up, and took a selfie with you, and I sent it to Jasana, and she was arguing with you or something at that point, and she got so mad, and she texted you because she knew you were with us and saying, "Why are you talking to them?" So you and Jasana have a lot of self-realization. You're learning from one another. I do feel that Jasana in general is more resistant, and you tend to be more open, but you are shining a light within her that she's going to discover within herself. Even if she resists it, eventually she won't. And I think it's teaching you to shine your light. And like you said, you can't control others or make them do things they don't want to do. And we cannot make other people see our perception and point of view until they're ready. That's been really hard for me, because I'd go for a run, be listening to my YouTube, run home to my husband and share all of this beautiful insight I just had. And he's like looking at me with a blank face. And I wanted to get back from him what I was feeling, and we will never do that until they are ready. Oh my God, it's hot. So yeah, sharing your light. Also, this is key: sharing your light and perceptions without expectation. Because if you look for an expectation, you're never going to get it, and it's going to get doused. Your fire's going to get doused. So anyways, you guys are opposites in a lot of ways, but yeah, all opposites hold pieces of one another, and it'll either meld and merge and become stronger, or it will be two wings flying. All right, separate. Same brainwash programming. And the worst part is, I just remember I was brought up that way, and Chantel, my eldest, wasn't a normal kid. She was very ADD, very autistic, but really she was just multidimensional. She's a gift to anchor in that multidimensionality on earth. But I remember my in-laws at the time saying, bring her to the priest, she needs to be healed, or you got to teach her there really is a hell. You got to tell her the truth. Because one time she was just a little girl, 5 years old maybe, and says, is there a hell? And I could never put that on. I intuitively knew it wasn't right. She says, well, you got to tell her the truth. And I'm like, holy shit. That's when I really questioned and expanded beyond those beliefs. I took the beliefs, but expanded and interpreted them differently. Like John said earlier, it is up to us to define and label beliefs. That frequency of what it was created was in a different frequency in time. Now, as we take those concepts, we can infuse them with a higher frequency. So I love a lot of the teachings. It was a stepping stone, and it was a trigger and a catalyst to bring me more to this. The truth, Christ consciousness, unconditional love. Unconditional love wouldn't burn a child in hell. All right. All right. I never fell for that one. Yeah. So I didn't fall for it, but I questioned it and wanted to know, okay, well, what's the truth of it? There's got to be some truth here. Well, we create our own hell. And it's through the fire that actually, like some seeds need to go through fire in order to be ignited. All right. 3 or 4 years ago. Oh, yeah, that's what you said, Tito. Okay. All right, guys. I think this is long enough, and I appreciate you guys staying here for so long and shining your light. And may you all, I'm going to just show you the real light. Is it still there, or is it settling? Oh, it's going up higher, of course. Where is it? Mother Earth. Get out there, Tito, today. Go for your walk and connect and open up your arms. May you all shine with the entirety of all the love and light that you are. Shoo.